Hey, this is Joe Castiglione, and you're listening to Not Another Sox Podcast. Can you believe it?
Buenos noches, amigos. Welcome to another episode of Not Another Sox Podcast. I am your producer, Ian Doran, here with our primary host, Jack Webster, coming at you live from Providence, Rhode Island. Jack, do you believe you could learn to love again?
Ah, man, it's so hard, but I think I'm ready to open myself up, so.
I am ecstatic with the 5 wins we pulled out this week.
Yeah, other stuff happened, but the wins were really cool, and I loved them.
What other stuff happened?
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
We already talked about it.
I mean, we shouldn't have lost that one game to the Twins.
Which feels like a year ago.
We also shouldn't have swept the Astros.
I mean, that's baseball, baby. You can never predict what might happen.
Truly
and
random.
we still won the series against the Twins, so
we did.
Yeah.
And what happened there? That was a Hicks blow up, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, that game was ours to lose. So there was the reports. I even feel bad about starting with this game after, everything that's happened. But there was the reports that, like, the team plane was, in turbulence all the night before. They didn't get into super late and guys weren't sleeping. And then, the game's going on. And, it's back and forth. I believe it was... who started that first game?
That first game, that was Fitz, and he did not give us a great outing.
Yeah, it was like 4 innings, 2 runs, and they didn't really let him go deep in the game, even though our bullpen was kind of taxed. So, like, you knew Chapman and Whitlock weren't available for that day. So we get the lead in the 9th inning, and then nothing else happened after that.
Nothing. Yeah, Hicks didn't blow it.
Yeah, and I kind of felt bad for Hicks because there's been a lot of times where he has pooped the bed this year, but he gets warmed up for the 9th inning, and then there's an hour and a half rain delay. Yeah.
That's right. That's what that game was we all went to bed in the top of the 9th winning by 1, and we all woke up the next morning having lost by 1 because Hicks got cold for an hour and a half.
Yeah, exactly. So, like, between the plane and the rest and everything, I can see how you could blow it in that one.
Yeah.
Even though if it was just that one time, I think more Red Sox fans would be kind of like, oh, okay, but, like, he had no control. He was hitting guys. He was giving up, hits and just wasn't in the zone at all. So that one wasn't great, but nobody was awake for it. So, like, that it didn't happen.
Yeah, it was a bad dream.
Yeah, and the Red Sox usually at least once a year, and it's usually more on, like, the West Coast California road trips, where they'll have the worst heartbreaker at, like, 1:30 in the morning, and then, like, you either, like, stayed up for it and you're just miserable at work the next day, or you wake up and that's like the first thing you see in the morning and your day's already ruined. So
I think what you're saying is I don't need to go to work tomorrow.
Yeah, well, no, now you need to go to work because we had a good win today.
Sounds like a good enough reason to celebrate. I might have to take the day off of work.
Yeah, no, you should. Yeah, just take the whole year forever off.
I could.
Yeah, you could.
People always say, I wish I didn't have to go to work tomorrow. You don't have to.
Yeah, free will exists.
Free will
exists, yeah. Jordan Hicks, you didn't have to come to work the next day. Like, that's fine.
He didn't. I have heard so much about that plane ride. Like, even listening to the radio game, Will Fleming was like, yeah, I can't believe, everyone in that front cabin was tossing their cookies, and, like, I can't believe we made it. And, like, even who else was talking about it? I think it was, like, Felger and Maz when I was driving this morning. They were like, yeah, crazy what happened during that plane ride. I'm like, you mean the baseball team that's playing baseball, or are we all pilots now?
Yeah, no, and I mean, they made a whole celebration off of it now. now they do the airplane celebration. So like, this team is rallying around that.
Is
which
landing the plane.
Exactly. They're landing the plane. Like they had the first day where they're shaking off like the cobwebs or whatever in that game. And then they just went full airplane mode. So I kind of like, when I know where the celebration's coming from, since like the Red Sox gatekeep their celebrations so much for no reason, where they'll be like, oh yeah, we're doing the film thing, or we're doing like the river monster last year, and this one you know exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Like this one you're like, that's from the airplane. So yeah,
I know that.
Yep.
It's from the I don't mind that they gatekeep it too much, tell you the truth. Like
that's their thing.
It belongs to the team. I would love to know where the river monster came from, or where the film came from, even though some of those are self-explanatory.
Yeah, and some of them are just pure horny, so I'm okay with it.
Oh, you mean the ones where they pan to Garrett Crochet rubbing his nipples?
Yeah, and like open it up, eating ass.
Yeah, straight eating ass. I love a horny team.
This team is very horny, and I appreciate it.
Who is the horniest on this team?
It's gotta be Crochet.
I kind of think so.
Yeah, he's becoming a dad, so he's a sex haver. He has at least
Confirmed.
had sex once, so he's horny.
I really hope that he doesn't end up having that baby in the postseason because we need him.
Yeah, you know what? That baby might have to just wait till November. Hold it in.
Yeah, have the baby at the ballpark.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, Fenway has a pretty good medical staff. They could do that.
Yeah, no, 100%. Like, you hear that story of like Jim Rice helping out that kid that got hit by a foul ball. I think Jim Rice could deliver that baby.
I agree.
Yeah.
Hall of Famer Jim Rice.
Hall of Famer Jim Rice.
Yeah, that would be a home run.
Oh man.
From baseball.
Yeah. I do. Yeah, I'm familiar with what a home run is.
What are you wearing tonight, pal?
Yeah, so this is like one of like 3 Angels jerseys that I have randomly, but this is like their like 80s throwback, which I like. I love a nice just like pullover V-neck, and of course, we got Shohei on the back. I got this as soon as he left the Angels because I just checked Depop and people were selling their Ohtani's jerseys because they were sad. And then we got a nice little Japanese baseball hat here. Yep. Very nice and matching. Obviously, Ohtani is Japanese, as some people might note. And then
wait, he's what?
Yeah. And fun story about this hat is I accidentally wore it to a show once, and it got trampled over and had a bunch of brown foot marks on it. And then my girlfriend Christy and her dad power washed it and made it nice and all clean. So now I can wear it again, which is nice.
I never would have been able to tell you that it was trampled.
Because there was like probably like 7-8 months where I was just like, this is just gross. So yeah.
You said you have 3 Angels jerseys. Are all 3 of them Ohtani, or?
Yeah, I think so. Since I got one in kanji with the name in Japanese on the back, and then you got me one, and then I also got this one at a separate point. So I have 3 of them, along with at least one WBC Ohtani jersey. So
you're a collector. You're officially you are.
Yeah, no, I want a Dodgers one. I wanted to get like one in kanji with the World Series logo, and I got one off of eBay, and then they never ended up shipping it, and I was sad. So
you should kill them.
Yeah, I should. Yeah. Except that's a joke. So
yeah, in Minecraft is what
in
I was.
Minecraft.
Yeah. Wait. Do you remember that story about the guy who sold that baseball card for $2,000, and then he found out it was worth $25,000, and he intercepted the package?
Oh yeah, or like the price changed or whatever because like the guy did. Yeah, I think I showed you that. So
you did. You definitely did.
Yeah.
I also, before we get into the events of the week, is it just me, or is the Angels merch just fucking icy?
Yeah, I'm not huge on their City Connects. They could use a new one at this point.
They could.
Yeah, but like everything except for the Angels baseball team is great. Like the except for the players, they're cool. I like them. Yeah,
wild because the Angels bought on Thursday.
Yeah, what a bunch of dumb idiots.
Yeah, what a weird move.
Like, and not even like I remember the last year they had Ohtani. and they went out there and they got Lucas Giolito and like a few other bats and stuff, and I was just like, okay, like I'm on board with that. Like you either all in or one all out one way or another. Like you either need to trade Ohtani and like build for the future, or you have this one last song and dance, and it did not work out that way, and they ended up just getting rid of everybody last minute to get under the tax, which was very funny.
Yeah, I've never seen that before. They put everyone on waivers.
Apparently, Manfred was pissed about it. Like he's like,
I believe
he's just like, I don't want this happening. Like, because it ended up just really skewing everything right down the stretch. So
doing a full sell-off.
It was very funny though. It was very funny.
Speaking of Giolito, we had two great outings from him. The first being in the Twin Cities in Minnesota. He went 6 innings, 1 run, and 5 Ks. He was effective. I mean, that is exactly what a quality start is. So.
Yeah, no, 100%. He's looked really good recently. Apart from like his first 3 or 4 starts, like he has been our number 2. Easy, like just consistent going out there. Even if it's not always a ton of Ks, he's like going deep into games. So he's been everything that you could ask for, especially since he was such a question mark after missing all of last year and then the beginning of this year and everything. So nobody's complaining about his contract anymore.
Not at all. And you specifically, I remember, exercised a lot of patience with Giolito, and I think all of us kind of knew to taper expectations because he'd been hurt, but like he had a great outing and then he had a shit outing and then he had a great outing and then he had 2 shit outings. And now he's really evened out, and he looks phenomenal.
It's not even even out. He's just been phenomenal.
He's just been good.
Like you look at the full stats, like, and they're just all great now. So, I was looking at the contract or how it was structured because I knew there was like some weird thing with the innings.
Yeah.
So he's at 95.2 innings right now.
Okay.
And if he pitches below 140, it's a team option of $19 million with a $1.5 million buyout.
Okay.
So if he goes above 140 innings, then it becomes a mutual option. So both sides would have to agree in that case, kind of like what Walker's contract is like. So, like he would need 44 and like a third or 2/3 innings.
44 and 1/3.
So like, we have I think 49 games left. So like, what we'll call that 8 starts. He just needs to go 5 and like 2/3, like averaging there to reach that limit for himself. So it'll be very interesting to see kind of if they try to manage his workload along with Crochet and Dustin May and literally everybody
and
else.
Buehler
Yeah, exactly. So I think he probably does get there at this point if he's going 8 innings, 8 innings every other day. But I think there's a lot of mutual interest to find out something. Even if he does opt out, you can give him a qualifying offer and then kind of figure it out from there. But he seems to love Boston. He's doing well here. He definitely seems to buy into the pitching program and everything, which is a very good sign. So I could definitely see him wanting to stay here even a little bit longer. And I think, at this point, like he's a little older too. There's some injury history, so it's not going to break the bank. You can still sign Lucas Giolito and one of the big guys out there, or make a big trade or something like that. So I don't want to focus too much in the offseason while we're in the number 1 wild card spot in 3 games,
which
out of the division.
At Yankees losing to the Marlins.
Oh, yeah, we'll get into that. Don't you worry.
Okay.
But yeah, no, Lucas Giolito's been everything that we could have asked for, and I hope he continues throwing the ball well for us.
Yeah, I'm not seeing a lot of the Andrew Bailey pitching lab haters recently.
Yeah, Andrew Bailey was so funny because like 2 weeks in, when the Red Sox were having great success with their pitching, they're like, here's our whole playbook, like to the public, and then it ended up backfiring. And now you haven't heard too much about their game planning and everything. So I think they learned to keep it to the vest a little bit more, which is smart. Other teams already have their own scouting and everything like that, so they can figure it out. But they haven't been able to, apparently. So very encouraging to see.
So we'll do a little early like mini game. We'll do a little role playing game here in which you are Lucas Giolito.
I'm already doing the part
You are
pretty
in
good.
costume. You are already
Yeah.
wearing an Angels
Yeah,
jersey.
which he played for the Angels.
Which you played for the Angels. Because
yes.
in this scenario, you are Lucas Giolito.
Okay.
Yeah. So, Lucas Giolito, you just pitched exactly 140 innings. Would you be interested in coming back and playing another year in Boston?
I think so, but I think I would still opt out to try to get more assurance for the following seasons. So I would want to sign like a 2 or 3 year deal, something almost like what we signed him to in the first place, like where there's opt outs if you do well or if I do well,
Because you are Lucas Giolito.
and some
yep.
assurance if my arm blows up and I want to come back the following year. So I don't think it would break the bank for me. I just want to get my fair amount. And we're probably not even going to be playing baseball in 2027 anyways for a potential lockout. So it could just end up being a 1-year deal.
Thank you for that, Lucas Giolito.
Yep.
Great work, Jack Webster. Back in character now.
Thank you.
I'm going to have you put on another character hat. This one might be a bit harder. I'm going to have you be Craig Breslow in this scenario. How do you feel about that, first of all?
Oh, hi. I'm just so nervous to make any type of deal.
Brilliant. So you
Yeah.
have the character.
Yeah.
Perfect. So it is the end of the season, and Lucas Giolito, one of your pitchers this year, pitched 139.2 innings. Do you, Craig Breslow, offer him that extended year?
Yeah, I mean, hi, Lucas. How are you today? We would like to have you come back. You don't really have a choice, like, because we can just exercise this option, but just know, I can't make a decision. Oh.
Okay, great. Let's take that character off. Let's put it to the side for a very, very long time, but we can't
Okay.
exactly fire it because we don't want to tell everyone that there's no job security in Boston.
Yep.
But we'll take that character off for now. You think in both scenarios, well, in the team scenario, he definitely comes back to Boston. In the mutual scenario, he wants more than 1 year wherever he's going.
Yeah, I think he opts out in that case. And we'll probably offer him a qualifying offer. Gets a thin market out there, but I would think he wants to, go out there and explore his options for that exact reason.
Yeah, try and get the last bag that he can because he's 30, right? Right about 30.
I think he's even like 32 or 33 at this point.
Yeah, so he's probably about to get his pillow contract, I guess, his retirement
Yeah,
contract.
he's 31. Okay, so that's super old.
Yeah,
Yeah.
crazy
Yeah.
old. He could probably get about 4 years out there from someone who cares.
Yeah, I mean, especially with the class as thin as it is, like he could actually be like a top 5 name out there. Yeah,
He could. It is.
because like
it's
what
a
you got,
thin class.
Fromber, you got King, you got Dylan Cease, who's even pitching better than right now.
You got Gallen out there this year
who's
too.
also pitching better
Yeah.
than. Yeah.
Merrill Kelly is going to be available.
Yep,
Or
he's
so I
pitching
hear.
better than and also younger. So,
Yeah, Dustin May will be available. He will.
Yeah. Mhm, Yep.
Technically,
Yep.
he is available.
Rich Hill will also be available.
Yeah, it's hot and it's ready.
Yeah, it's hot and it's ready.
Is it good? I said it's hot. But they don't sponsor us, so we can't use their name. Bayo also had a great outing in Minnesota. 7 innings pitched, 1 earned run. Bayo has looked fucking unbelievable.
Yeah, and I mean, it's not a dude that's really gonna blow you away with everything. Like a typical Bayo start it will be a quality start. It will be 6 innings, 3 runs or less. And all 3 runs will come in the first 2 innings. And
Yep.
then there'll be some walks and some getting out of a bases loaded jam with a double play and like only a few strikeouts and everything. So, but he'll keep the ball in the park. He's a ground ball pitcher, which is, what he's designed to do.
Right.
And it does just look like there's a lot more confidence with his stuff than earlier on in the year. Like when he was first coming back and he had an injury at one point, he just looked like he didn't trust any of his stuff. And maybe that's just from poor game planning, or maybe just wasn't a fit with Narvaez catching for a little while. But he just seems to, throw the ball in the zone, and he knows it's going to be a ground out to second or like to shortstop or whatever. And now, our infield defense is looking a lot better. So they're actually converting a lot of those outs, which is what a concept.
Crazy.
Yeah. So in terms of like how much he's making with that, like, I think it was like what, a 8-year, $60 million extension.
Yeah, it was
ends up looking pretty good for like a pitcher that is gonna go out there every fifth day. So,
and it's backloaded too, right? He's
that's
$20
usually how those
until...
young contracts work, where they're buying out the arbitration years and like kind of equaling it out, just like where it might be if they just went through arbitration.
And he has his emotional support catcher in Connor Wong.
Yep. And it was like near the trade deadline, once he started actually getting more than 2 extra base hits and everything, and the defense has been kind of coming back down to earth, but it seems like there's an actual role for him. So I wasn't surprised that they didn't get another catcher. I think really the only name that would have been out there would have been Christian Vasquez, because he's already kind of familiar with Alex Cora and the staff, and I don't think any pitchers here from went back in 2022 at this point anyways, but apparently they were just all set, because like there was a report out there where like if the Red Sox want Christian Vasquez, they can just ask. like he's there. Like, look at the Twins fire sale, they sold literally everybody, and
all but one fucking person.
Who
the Twin.
Yeah, the Twin.
The other Twin.
But
Connor Wong.
Connor Wong, he's exactly fine. Whatever. You're gonna, and apparently, you had him catch today for Lucas Giolito, and you're gonna have him catch tomorrow for Bayo again. So we're starting to, kind of see the Narvaez workload a little bit more. So we need Wong to at least be out there and not be like horrible. So.
Yeah, I mean, if his game planning is solid, I'm happy to take Connor Wong. Like, who used to say, I forget the manager's name, but he used to say, I'd take Yadier Molina batting 0 in my lineup because he knew how to navigate the opposing team's lineup.
And Connor Wong is not Yadi Molina.
No, definitely
Mike
not.
Matheny's who you're thinking of.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But if Connor Wong knows how to navigate a lineup, and if guys are pitching to him successfully, like Bayo, Giolito had a great outing today in particular as well, I think there is an argument to keep Connor Wong as your backup catcher.
Yeah, I mean, well, you always need more catching depth, and there's not a lot of guys in the system that are really there right now, so... Do I envision them going out and trading for Sean Murphy? And I don't even think there's really any too appetizing catchers out there.
Yeah, at least not that are available.
Yeah, exactly.
Or in the free agent.
Yeah, so again, that's something to worry about later on. We'll see how the year ends too. So, but for right now, it's fine. Whatever. Yeah.
The one guy the Twins did not trade, Joe Ryan. Do you think that becomes a target or a guy who is available in the offseason?
Yeah, they really should have traded him. And it sounded like we gave up a fair value, but we would have had to give up a major league outfielder on top of the like top 100 prospects and everything. And when it's so last minute and you're trying in the 11th hour to get that done, and then let's say we traded an outfielder, then we might have to make another move in order to fill that like spot in the lineup and everything. So it just, obviously that wasn't going to work. Yeah.
And obviously we know how we feel about the trade deadline, right? But from the reports coming out, Breslow was saying, please like take 2 of the 3 top 100 guys that we're offering, and then call back later. And we're like, you know what? 2 of any of these 4 top 100 guys are available. Tell me which 2, and I will build a package around them. And the Twins were like, nah, we're not going to take it. And I'm like...
And even though, like, they're not doing anything for the rest of the year, and they're going to get a lesser return in the offseason. So I think they really should have just gone full fire sale. I mean, you're already getting rid of Correa and literally everybody else worth a note, like, on their team. So we got the last like even decent Twins team, but they're gonna be awful the rest of the season. Jesus Christ, it's gonna be Joe Ryan and nobody else.
Yeah, it's going to be Joe Ryan.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Yep, pretty much.
I think Joe Ryan will be available and will be an acquisition target in the offseason. I am curious to
I'm not holding my
see-
breath on it
Yeah.
though, because there's gonna be more teams in on it. Who knows? Maybe they just want to extend him because they're going to be selling the team and they want to have at least one valuable asset. So
Right.
That's why
Christian Vasquez.
Yeah, that's why I hated everybody just being like, oh, we'll get him for cheaper in the offseason. We don't know that.
We don't.
Yeah, there'll be a guy that we do get, I'm sure, but like it's hard for me to just be like, it's fine, we'll just do it later because like, I mean, it worked out with Crochet, but that could have been any number of teams that ended up doing that.
Yeah, and I gotta say, I think I'm with Breslow on not selling the farm to get Joe Ryan.
I don't know. I think I still would have because, like, what? You give up, like, Payne Tully and Franklin Arias, and, like, it's that Family Guy meme, like, oh, Peyton Tully could be anything. He could even be Joe Ryan. What's in the box? Like, you have a guaranteed dude that can help you out this year and for the next few seasons too.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm glad we kept Peyton Tully. He seems like an absolute stud.
Yeah.
He's probably going to be up at some point next year anyways. If we do hold on to him and we don't trade him, which the organization seems over the moon about him for, which is understandable. He is probably a top 10 lefty prospect in baseball. I know Sox prospects have him even above Arias right now. And if they like him, I like him. So yeah.
And I mean, speaking of which, you just sent his first baseball card ever to get a grade the other day.
I did. Yeah, we'll see how it comes back. It's not even a card. It's the metal plate. So like the one that they press on.
Sick.
Yeah. So it's like in reverse. So he looks like a righty.
Is he ready?
No, he's a lefty, but it's in
That's
reverse.
what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
but
like,
it's in. But
so
it's
when they put it
okay.
on, yeah.
Yeah, like
exactly.
it's backwards.
Yeah,
Like it's
so
not.
that one I'm excited for. We'll see how it ends up
Yeah.
getting graded. It's my first time grading cards.
Yeah, I love getting cards graded. I mean, I only have a handful of them, but you get them back and you get decent grades, and you're like, wow.
Yeah. It would be
Retirement,
the first
here I
time I
come,
ever got
baby.
decent grades.
Oh,
yeah.
hey. But I guess as far as like Breslow goes, if he's saying 2 of my 4 best guys are available, sure. If the Twins on that day were like, we need all 4 of your best guys, and Breslow was like, no, I'm definitely on Breslow's side with that. Like, you can't give away the whole farm. You can give away a chunk of it. But if it came down to the whole farm or nothing, then I'm glad it was nothing.
Yeah, I mean, I'm very okay if you didn't end up trading for Joe Ryan at the end of the day, but it still sucks that you weren't able to get like Merrill Kelly or even
That was one
someone
I-
like Edward
yeah.
Cabrera, which would have costed you the same amount, probably, if
Yeah.
not even more, because he has more years of control. So it was. I think I even mentioned it when we were on with Joe last week. It was all rentals that ended up getting traded. And I would have liked someone that, could go out there every 5th day for you, since I'm not sure Dustin May is that guy. Even his numbers aren't great, but I'm more concerned that he's literally not going to be able to go out there every 5th day for you. So that could be an issue.
I am glad you said that because I really wanted to bring this up. What do Steven Matz and Dustin May have in common?
They both got traded to us.
They have both pitched in the postseason.
That is true. How much has Dustin May pitched in the postseason, though?
He has pitched at least 1 full game in the postseason
Okay.
for the Dodgers, and he's made some appearances, but obviously has had injuries. To follow up, what do Justin Wilson, Aroldis Chapman, Walker Buehler, Alex Bregman, Trevor Story, and Abraham Toro all have in common?
Trevor Story's played in the postseason.
He
with
has.
with like one time with the Rockies.
Yep. Yes, he has.
Yeah.
Bregman, obviously, postseason veteran. Even Abraham Toro, postseason veteran.
Really?
Justin Wilson pitched for the Mets in the postseason. Was
What,
effective.
like in 1912?
Yeah, way back when. Same with Walker Buehler, too, who, I mean, as you know, I was pretty high on him because I think there's still a dude in there. And there is still time to redeem yourself between now and postseason.
He's gonna have the opportunities.
He definitely is.
Yeah.
But I look at all the guys specifically that they signed this year, and every single one of them has postseason history.
That is interesting, and it's a good thing to see. And I was saying earlier this week, you want to get the kids postseason experience.
Oh, yeah.
Like you want, even if we don't win the World Series this year, I want to know, I want Roman Anthony and Cedon Rafaela and even Jaron Duran to and Willie Abreu to get that taste of meaningful late September baseball, postseason, even if it's just a wild card. Which, by the way, if the season ended today, I believe we do get that first round bye, or because we're the top wild card. Or we wouldn't get the bye, but we would have home field advantage.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So that sounds more right. Yeah.
Yeah. But I thought it was interesting, and also looking at Zach Gallen, who has pitched in the postseason. What did that look like for Zach Gallen?
Yeah, I think the Diamondbacks' train of thought was we need to get somebody back that is going to be better than who we would get for a qualifying offer for because they'll probably give that to him still, even though he's had a rough year. Because it is a thin market. So I think they're if we can't get a dude that we think is essentially a first rounder for us, and fits a lot of the things that we need, then we'll just get one that way. Yeah.
So yes, and because I still like Gallen a lot, and I think the team definitely had interest in him, but I think there's a greater reason that the team had interest in Merrill Kelly, because Zach Gallen's appearances in the postseason were pedestrian. Really? Yeah. And Merrill Kelly has multiple, major baseball events under his belt, WBC, postseason. He knows that crowd and energy.
In Korea.
And in Korea. Yeah. Same with Dustin May. I mean, the Dodgers go to the postseason so often, and Dustin May has pitched in it. So I think there would have been a reason to go after Gallen, but I think they went after May over Gallen for a particular reason.
And we gave up a decent amount for May still.
Yeah, two decent
still
guys.
Not my first choice, but it is a live body with quotations around live.
Yeah.
I'm still giving that trade deadline a thumbs down.
Yeah, I'm not crazy about it. If I'm looking at the silver linings, it's that we pulled two postseason arms, which I think was the reason we pulled these guys in particular, and we didn't give up the farm to get guys back, which we could.
Blaze Jordan was never going to be protected.
Exactly,
so,
which is the ball. If you listen to our last episode, you and our guest Joe Weil both gave it one ball on the count, and that's because we would not have protected Blaze Jordan.
Yeah, and you have to send down Bernardino, who's on a really nice stretch for Mats too.
Yep.
But I think it does it's a marginal upgrade over Bernardino, just because he can go 2 innings, 1 2/3, which you probably want to give Bernie a little bit more rest for. Mats doesn't walk anybody, which I like, which I think, the Red Sox bullpen, if it has had one issue, there has been a lot of walks
Big
in
walk
there.
rate, yep.
Yeah. But I think, he doesn't have to be our second or lefty even, because you have Wilson. Obviously, you have Chapman as the closer. So, he's going to probably be more if we're up by a few or down by a few, but still give us that kind of just consistent whatever.
Right.
Good FIP, keeps the ball in the park. So
and
it still doesn't blow me away. It was that. I'm glad that move was first. Because you wake up on Thursday morning, or if you stayed up late and you're like, yeah, that is a
Sick,
move.
right.
Yeah. Those moves happen all the time.
Mats, also over Bernie, has pitched in the postseason.
Yeah, that's true.
I think we get Bernie back when we go to 27, or maybe Criswell, depending on need. I think that's Mats's competitive edge over Bernie in particular, is the postseason appearance.
I think we get David Sandlin once September rolls around.
That's an interesting take. So I would love to explore that take more. right after this ad break.
Oh.
Now
Man,
we're
I sure
back
do
from
love
commercials.
Cheetos. Yeah.
Wow, what a guess. I hope that's what it
Yeah.
was. So before we had gone to the break, you were saying you think the Sandman
Yeah.
ends up getting a jump to the major league roster.
They were talking about it today. Like, I think his stuff plays really well in the bullpen. He's looked good as a starter even now in AAA. I don't think they want to burn Connolly early too much, or Tolley, and obviously Brandon Clark's still like in single A. So I think if they were looking for an arm just to like be live and give you some good stuff, I think that guy is David Sandlin in their system right now. And I think, you know, we'll see what his long-term future is, but I think he could be a bullpen piece, you know, just a little bit more fine-tuning.
The Sandman. I hope
Grip
he's
check
good.
Daddy.
He is grip check
Yeah,
daddy.
he loves grip checking too, so shout out Adam.
Yeah,
former guest
him
of
and
the show. Yeah.
Adam and the Sandman are buds like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that about them. Our second series this week, full of pleasant surprises.
Yeah.
And even better, right? And because after Thursday, it became clear this is the team we're riding with. And they showed up and they just played 3 phenomenal games against the Astros.
Yeah, this club did not give a single shit about what we did or didn't do at the trade deadline. Like,
No.
that was 3 impressive wins. Like,
Mhm.
each of them obviously very different. But I think when you're actually facing a legitimately good team, and, you know, obviously Twins were kind of selling. They're like in the middle, and now they're going to be awful. And then you had the Dodgers last week, and I don't need to go back in the whole schedule, but
Right.
you're facing good teams. And, you know, after I think we face the Royals next, and then we have the Padres and Houston again. But after that, it's honestly like pretty smooth sailing. So like if you're
Yeah.
able to like beat some of these good teams now, then hopefully you can just not coast, but like start winning, you know, series after series after series. And, you know, we're already on a 3-game series streak right now. So like that's gonna really add up over the course of time. And I was looking earlier today, I mean, Fangraphs has us all the way up to a 75% chance of making the playoffs. And, you know, when you're when you're now ahead of the Yankees and you're 3 games behind the Blue Jays, like you have like a legitimate chance to like actually do something, which I think was the frustrating part of Thursday, where you could have added on a lot more to those chances too.
Yeah, gotten yourself a few more fresh legs, fresh arms.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, actually, you've got a point. Before we go into the Astros series, what happened that, you know, put us in our number 1 wild card spot? You know, why is this team suddenly, you know, at a 75% playoff percentage?
Oh man. So the New York Yankees were ahead of us for a while, and then Aaron Judge exploded. Yeah.
I saw it here. Yep.
And their entire team just decided to give up.
Okay. Well, at least they still have Garrett Cole, right?
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah,
What? No,
he
don't
also exploded.
Oh
Yeah.
no. Okay, so they don't have Garrett Cole or Aaron Judge. What happened?
They exploded.
Don't tell me it was against a pretty not good team.
I mean, those Miami Marlins, let me tell you, they're so pesky.
Oh. Yeah, they're tough.
Yeah.
Real tough.
I mean, hey, they're at 500 now.
Which is hilarious because how did they end up at 500?
I'm very glad they didn't sell.
Yeah, did they really sell anything?
They traded Jesus Sanchez to the Astros.
Yeah.
And that was really about it. But they decided not to trade Sandy or Edward Cabrera. Yeah, those
yeah.
were their kind of 2 big assets that other teams were looking at. And they were both under team control for the next little while, too. So I don't think they were in any rush anyway. So.
And then the Miami Marlins showed up under 500 in the handle.
Let's start on
Yankees.
Friday for both of our games.
Okay.
Yeah, for the Red Sox game and the Yankees and Marlins game.
Okay. Do you want to play a particular role? Like, do you want to be the Yankees or Red Sox? Or do we want to just, like, talk about them?
Yeah, well, I guess we'll talk about them. So, like,
Yeah.
that Friday game, I missed all of it. I was at Lincoln Park with Fenway attendee, who were legally obligated to mention on every episode.
And
Yeah.
the Coop Troop, also
and the
big
Coop Troop,
Friday game.
Coop Troop captain, yep. So we had a lot of fun. Great show. Emily was great singing. We were kind of like half following the game too and everything. So Cooper Criswell, I mean, you weren't expecting a whole ton because like it was kind of a spot start. You know he was going to get sent back down once Dustin May was activated, and he just shoved. Yeah.
Unbelievable. Coop Troop.
Yep.
Couldn't believe it, man.
Yeah, 7 innings, 1 run, and it was on a solo ding-dong to, like, Christian Walker over the monster. Like, you'll take that any day of the week.
Yeah, and he played to his strengths. Like, he had 7 hits and 3 Ks in his 7 innings, but he was always a weak contact or a ground ball pitcher. So the fact that he knew what his strengths were that night and he played to them and he had a defense behind him, we got 7 beautiful innings out of Cooper Criswell, the second best value sign this team has made.
Absolutely. I mean, for the $1 million, it was worth it. And I mean, yet found out that he had another option too this year, which only made it that much more valuable. So he'll probably be kind of the next guy up if they want to just keep tinkering with Fitz and Kyle Harrison and everybody else. So very okay with that. He kind of blew up a little bit in times of like those long relief, whatever. So all around great team win. You tied it up in the 7th, I think, just like on a sac fly. And then the bullpen was nasty. Greg Weissert didn't let an inherited runner score for once, which was great.
Yep.
Great play by Trevor Story in the 10th.
Yeah, caught the guy at home, cut him down to keep it even there, I think.
Yeah, keep it even, exactly. Like, and you know, when like you've seen it with the Red Sox plenty of times where like they scored the run on the road in the top of the 10th, and then it's just so easy to give up that tie.
No, I've never seen that.
Yeah, you
Never
know,
seen that.
100%.
Yep.
So once you know you don't let the other team score in the extra innings, like you got to win that game, and it was just you know, over before it started, really.
Yeah.
And I'm glad Roman was the guy being able to do it.
Why? What happened in the 10th inning?
Yeah, I forget exactly how it got set up, or who scored.
Willier was your ghost runner.
Willier was okay, and then somebody hit a single.
I forget
and moved him
who
over,
was behind him. I think it was Toro was behind him.
That sounds right. And then
And
just
moved him
fly
forward.
ball over the head, and you know, it was one of those where like maybe the outfielder could have made a ridiculous like running play, whatever, but the game was already over because it would have been a sac fly. So I'm glad they're able to just give him the hit. And
Roman looked. I'm so happy for the guy.
Yeah.
Like at the plate, ice in the veins, and he got it, and he knew. He knew right away.
And that's our 4th walk-off in the Green City Connects already.
Do you think they're magic?
They must be. Like, we just get new City Connects every few years, and all of a sudden we start playing great in them.
Yeah. It was a great City Connect outing, and then the following day we had the Yellow City Connect outing.
Oh no, we still got to talk about that Friday night Yankees
I'm referencing
game.
the City Connects more than I am the games. But on the other side of the coin, on the other cheek of the ass, what happened in Miami?
Yeah, that one was hilarious because you get off to a great start, you're scoring runs, and then it was literally all the pieces they traded for ended up blowing it. So, like, David Bednar give up some runs. They score 5 in the 7th inning, I think, to tie it. And then they end up taking the lead in the 9th off of whoever the Marlins closer is. But then in the bottom of the 9th, you have Doval give up, I think, 2 or 3 runs. There was a big misplay from Cabanero, I think his name is, in right field. So the fact that it was, like, all the dudes that, like, they just got and they blew that game in order to, you know, I don't think we even took the lead in the standings that night, but, like, it became half a game at that point. And, you know, Yankees-less Aaron Judge, or an Aaron Judge-less Yankees,
They are synonymous.
They are synonymous, then it really just goes to show just kind of how bad they actually are.
Yeah, just chef's kiss that all of the guys they signed in the super bullpen, and then they just fucking blew it.
Yep,
just
that was
real
great.
Bad.
And, like, it was the guy that got the hit. It was a swinging bunt, and it was the guy they traded away for Jazz Chisholm, Agustin Ramirez, or whatever his name is. So even funnier that it was a guy that was Yankees property that did it against them at the end of the day too, or got the final hit. Yeah,
Which is kind of the poetic justice we saw in Boston over the weekend as well with Bregman. But I mean, to jump into game 2, that was our Buehler game.
Yeah.
At Fenway, 4.1 innings pitched, 9 hits, 3 earned runs, 0 Ks, 3 walks. Just not a very competitive outing from Buehler, but the bullpen came in and they shut it down.
Yeah, and the bats were awake too, so he left with the lead, but he was ineligible for the win because he didn't pitch enough. It's rough out there. Like you're throwing him out there every 5th day, and you're just hoping for the best.
Yeah,
and it sounds like Cora's frustrated with it too. Like at this point, that he's not giving you innings, and the trust when he had a few runners on and gave up another run in the 5th inning, having to go to Wilson there and using that full pen. There's not a lot of other people out there you can really replace him with, but that one is probably the least ideal of the situations right now, when it just feels like he even got a bit lucky. It feels like that outing could have been a whole lot worse with the 12 base runners.
Yep. Yeah, he did.
A lot of hard contact too. It's not even just like bleeders through the infield or anything. Like, there were a lot of extra base hits. I think there was another home run in there too. So just not they got it done. Like, we still won, but
he does. I think he's in this weird setup now where he has to find out ways to get outs without throwing 100.
Yeah.
And he has shown some ability to do that this season, just not consistently enough that you can rely on him being one of your 5. But I think right now he is still a guy you send out every 5th day, because I just don't think they have.
Yeah, I don't think they're wild about Fitz right now either. I think they still have some things.
Truthfully, I'm not wild about Fitz.
I think there's a lot more potential than what he's been throwing. Like, I'll still take the upside there, but I understand. But like, if the playoffs started today, I mean, you only need 3, maybe 4 starters, just because you have more off days built in. So like, it would be a real conversation. Is like, do you want Walker in the pen, or do you even include him at all? So, because if he was like in the pen for the playoffs right now, it's mop up duty. It's like it's like, just eat these innings so that way we don't have to rely on anybody else.
Yeah, which sucks to say, but yeah, kind of. I hope he figures it out, because his timeline to do that is shrinking by a lot. And he's got a lot of work to do if he's going to rebound enough that any team takes a chance on him, or the Red Sox consider his option. His super weird, like, mutual.
Yeah, I would be very surprised if they ended up bringing him back.
As of now, it does not look very likely. But I mean, your other options for that 5th man right now are Fitz and Criswell, which Criswell shows he is more valuable when he's starting. They just, for some reason, aren't trusting him to be that 5th man. So I think it's Buehler's until it's not, and we'll see what Dustin May has. We'll see if they go to Criswell again. But right now, I think we're riding with Buehler, and we'll see how that decision
We'll see how long
pans
the
out.
leash is. Yeah.
Yeah. But at the end of that game, how infuriating was it that Cora calls the bullpen and says, "Give me Alcala," who comes out, and Alcala has great stuff, and he blew it.
Yeah, we're starting.
He blew it,
yeah, I was gonna say, like, he blew it in the sense where, like, Alex Cora, the leash for him was microscopic, and understandably so. Like, it was a leadoff walk and then another hit and maybe one out in there, and you saw it on Tuesday as well, where, the same things were happening, and I think he even gave up some runs, and then you have to use Chapman there, and they used him back-to-back days on Friday and then Saturday, so that means he's unavailable for Sunday if we did need him today, which I think is very frustrating. So unfortunately, I think we're starting to see a little bit of the carriage turn back into a pumpkin for him.
For Chapman?
No, for Alcala.
Okay, yep.
Where, it was great when he first came over and everything, but now we're starting to see kind of a little bit more of that, the reason why the Twins DFA'd him.
Yep.
Essentially, I don't think they actually DFA'd him, but they were going to. So, he doesn't have to be that high leverage guy for us. He can just be whoever right now. But yeah, when you're not able to just kind of do it and you have to burn another arm, that's when you have to question, like, what's the role on the team?
Yeah, he's got to start showing up. Another pitcher that should start showing up soon if he wants to keep his job. Chapman came in on cleanup duty, took care of it, ended up winning the game. But Alcala should probably figure those things out because it looks like they want to trust him in high leverage situations, and he has to give them a reason to trust him in high leverage situations.
Yeah, exactly. Just about every role is earned on this club at this point. So I'm not giving up on him yet, but if it keeps going like this, then you have to consider all your options.
So we'll do a quick mini game here on the big poopy doo-doo scale. How did Alcala pitch in that game?
Yeah, too big.
Wow, so you're saying big, big poopy doo-doo. What happened in Miami that night?
I think. What did happen? I think that was like 2-0. Yeah,
yep.
I was gonna say
shut out.
Yuri Perez is actually so good.
Yeah, you've been high on him for a long time.
Oh yeah, since he came up, I was like, this dude is nasty. So he had some injury history, but yeah, he shoved against them. More Yankees just boneheaded plays where like Jazz gets like thrown out at first, like on an easy pop up, and
I thought he was good.
Yeah, I know. Oh, but yeah, like I guess that's why he was saving
He was on
swing.
first. Did he not hit a home run?
I know, right? Yeah.
Yeah. And they got shut out 2-0 to the Marlins.
Yep.
Fucking clowns. God, lose, idiots. I hate those guys. They're the worst. Knock, knock.
And then I think that's when we actually took the lead in the standings too. So
yes, they lost Saturday and we won Saturday, and we jumped to that number one wild card spot, baby.
Yep.
I am psyched about it. And then today we had the 11:30 game for what, the third time this season?
Yeah, third time. I'm okay with it. I
love
like a little
day
morning
baseball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had the rest of my afternoon to run errands and take the boy out to the park. So yeah.
The boy, your son?
Yeah, the one that's doing a big sleep right there.
Oh, he's doing a big snoozle. He's drooling a little bit.
Yeah, he do love drool.
Yeah, he thinking about Chish.
Yeah.
Giolito came out for us today at 11:30 in the morning, and gave us
the second time pitching at 11 this season.
Did he pitch another one of the 11 o'clocks?
I think he was the one in DC. Yeah, on the 4th of July.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
The 4th of July-alito.
Okay, boo.
No, that was great. Thank you. No, thank you. 8 innings pitched, 1 earned run, 4 Ks, so not a huge strikeout game, but knew how he was getting outs today, and he played into it. And 8 innings gave all the guys a rest.
Yeah, no, that was everything and more you could have asked for. The 1 run, I think, came on that Carlos Correa home run, right?
Yep.
Yeah, and at the time, that gave the Astros the lead, and you're kind of worrying a little bit just because they had Fromber on the mound, who's been, maybe not. Yeah, if it wasn't for, Garrett Crochet and Tarek Skubal, he would probably be in that Cy Young conversation. But the defense behind him absolutely blew it. He also didn't do himself too many favors with some bad plays in there. So just to be able to get to like that caliber of pitcher for, not even 2 or 3 runs, nonetheless 6,
yep.
Like that felt really good. And something that like this team was like missing for a while. So that was about as good as you're going to feel like this entire season against any like success against a pitcher.
I want to point out too that Carlos Correa, since being traded back to the Astros earlier this week, has been ass for them. He did nothing in the first 2 games, and then he hits 1 big bonk in this game and does not much else.
Yeah, and I mean, he was doing rough with the Twins this year too. It's not like he was like blowing the doors out of the water. Like they traded him just as a salary dump. He would have only gone back to Houston, he said, and they ended up making it work. But that was one where I was just like, I know this is a big name,
Uh-huh.
but like it honestly didn't really move the needle wildly for me. I was
No.
just like, yeah, Carlos Correa is going back to the Astros, but like I know they lost Isaac Paredes, and they were considering like trading for Nolan Arenado again if he was willing to waive his no trade, which I think he'd be more likely to this time for them. But it is kind of a cool story, obviously. I don't fucking care about the cheating scandal or anything at this point. So it was
Yeah.
cool that like the number one all around draft pick went back to Houston, and now he's probably going to finish his career there.
Well, Max Scherzer said it really well. He's like, yeah, that probably shouldn't have happened, but like so much of this game is like interpreting and stealing the pitcher's sign so you get your competitive edge. Definitely a black mark scandal on Houston's history. But Carlos Correa, I think, also kind of has that pedigree of having come out of that huge shortstop free agent class a few years back with him and Xander, and Story was in that one as well, I believe, on top of so many others. So, Dansby Swanson was in there as well, and Trey Turner. So huge shortstop class. Correa obviously in it. They brought him back to Houston to play third, but just didn't really get a lot done in Minnesota, and didn't get a lot done this weekend except for the one home run. But then Giolito played really well. Defense shut it down, which I'm so happy to see they're not just giving up errors left and right.
Yeah, no, I feel like that's one thing where that was such a big story earlier on this season where, like, the defense was leading the league in errors again, but I feel like over the last 2 months even now, like, things have tightened up. So, you've seen it, obviously Story improving a lot defensively. You actually feel good about him there. You have Bregman back now. First base, I mean, between Romy and Toro, they've been good there. Second base, still a big question mark. You have the best defensive center fielder in baseball at playing second base. Yeah, Romy's fine there too, so we'll figure it out. And, the outfield defense, no matter who you put in between the four there, is going to be great.
Which is another great value piece that Jarren Duran is showing us, is he is also
the defense has been improving
in center field.
Yeah, like it's so funny that like Duran's been awful in left, but like actually pretty good in center.
Right.
Like, grow up.
Yeah, maybe he's just really excited.
Yeah.
And then Murphy closed out the game, which we had a 6-1 lead when he came in, but Murphy didn't give up any runs or any hits.
They've been kind of putting him in that role of a little bit of mop-up, which is fine.
Yep.
But, like, it's like the end-of-game mop-up, which is a lot more important because, like, you don't want, like, an Alcala situation where, like, all of a sudden the game's close. Like, he's a guy that can give you an inning, 2 innings plus, even I'm sure as he continues to build up his workload with everything. Former starter, so like there is some longevity in there, even coming back from missing all of last year too. So the fact that they chose him over Bernie says a lot.
I was just going to ask, the choice to have Murphy over Bernie. I mean, they both have an option. Bernie definitely could use some rest.
I was going to say, I think that was the other half of it. I think they just want to give Bernie some rest too. And he'll be the next guy up if we need to call up somebody.
Yeah. Is that Cutter is King? In
yeah,
the
Cutter
chat?
is King was here earlier.
Hey, buddy.
Yeah.
Wow.
I threw him on the screen. Don't worry.
I fucking love this guy.
Yeah.
I'm glad they have Murphy over Bernie. Murphy's probably going to do some of that mop-up, but has pretty good stuff, so maybe they trust him when they need him. And then for next week, I mean, we're looking at the Royals, and we get our Dustin May start on Wednesday. Do you think there's any chance of a 6-man rotation with Dustin May going forward?
I guess we'll see, because you did have to move back Crochet, and they are managing Dustin May too. So, I already saw a 6-man this week with Cooper Criswell. I think it's possible, and I think that's when we might see one of the young arms, or maybe Kyle Harrison starts to figure it out a little bit more, and they kind of want to see, what they got in him before the end of the year, just as like kind of knowing what they have for the off season and everything. So I think hopefully we're able to put ourselves in a good position late September, where those like last two series against, I believe one of them is the Tigers, and one of them is also against a pretty good team. If you can make those two series where like your backs aren't up against the wall, you're gonna do yourselves a lot of favors, setting yourselves up for wild card round, or who knows, maybe we even end up with the division. But
Yeah. You know who's another guy I think would benefit from the 6-man rotation or just that extra day of rest would be Walker Buehler.
yeah,
One of his better performances was when we came back from the All-Star break and he was pitching against Wheeler and frankly outpitched Wheeler in that game, I think you could argue. I bet a 6-man rotation in which Walker Buehler gets one extra day of rest might help you put up some of those more successful numbers.
yeah, you hope. And that was even longer rest because of the All-Star break too. So
Yeah, and Dustin May needs the workload management. Crochet could probably keep going, but I'm totally okay with managing his workload.
No, you should. Especially he's already blown the doors out of whatever his innings workload was before. So
Yeah, and is a Cy Young contender, bar none.
Yeah.
Just fantastic. So we're reaching our 1 hour mark here. I do have a game for you tonight.
Okay.
It is.
I have a quick game for you after too.
Oh,
Yeah.
do you want to go first or second?
I'll go second.
Okay, great. So, oh, that's going to make this game even worse. This week, we got 2 official death diagnoses. Houck officially dead with
Oh, yeah.
Jimmy John surgery, and Patrick Sandoval officially dead. Officially dead. We didn't know if he'd be coming back this year or not. He's not. So Houck and Sandoval died. Sing them a funeral song.
Ain't no rest for the wicked. Money don't grow on trees. I got bills to pay. I got mouths to feed. Ain't nothing in this world for free. Which I think I totally missed the point of that song, but
Yeah, no, please don't take this episode down.
No.
Please don't. That's your funeral song for them?
Yeah.
I got bills to pay. I don't know that song.
Yeah, Cage the Elephant.
Yeah, I mean, I know
Yeah,
it, but
was
I
gonna
don't know
say,
it.
Yeah.
Congrats, you won the game.
Thank you.
I hope whatever game you have for me is like
Yeah.
good.
So we saw a disaster in the Bristol Motor Speedway game where it got rained out and there was like so many like concession problems and yada yada yada. Very funny to see. And then they played today and it was like half the crowd, which was super disappointing. But if you could play one game at a non-baseball place, where would it be?
Wow. Okay, that's a good question. Non-baseball place. Does it have to be like a sports place?
Like, you can get creative with it. Sometimes they do random things. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah. No, I think I got it. I think, if not outer space, which would
Okay,
be super
the
cool.
moon, yeah.
Home runs would go so far on the moon.
Yeah.
I would opt for a game on one of the Navy aircraft carriers.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. It would be hard to do a full baseball field on there, but
Well, that's part of the fun. Like maybe you get a couple aircraft carriers near each other, and you have
gotcha,
the bases and the
gotcha,
outfields
yeah,
on different
okay.
places.
those things are bigger than you think, probably.
Yeah, I bet you can get like your first, second, third base on one,
Yeah.
and then your outfield on another. Or you could do it in like a jungle safari, but I think I'd go Navy aircraft carriers that create the version of a baseball field.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
I was gonna do the opposite. I was gonna do Alcatraz.
you alligator Alcatraz.
No. That we do not support that. Like on the island and everything.
No, just the regular historic Alcatraz.
Yeah, like the one that they want to bring back, but yeah,
They don't have enough
they had a
alligators.
baseball field there, like a small one, and like I feel like that'd be really cool just seeing a baseball game on a little island like that.
You know, there are other little islands that are not Alcatraz. Japan, for one.
That's a pretty big island. They already have baseball there.
Yeah, but it's not Alcatraz.
What if they did it on Block Island?
Block Island, Rhode Island?
Yeah.
Is there enough room? I mean, yeah.
Yeah,
is.
there's enough room. Like, yeah.
I'd go to a Block Island Summer League game.
Yeah, no, that'd be fun. It'd be super expensive, but it'd be fun.
Yeah, I mean, they had the Cape Cod League. They still do have the Cape Cod League.
Oh, yeah, they do. Yeah.
That'd be a fun little excursion, little outing,
Yep.
fun little tax write-off.
Ooh.
Ooh, to go to a little Cape Cod game, have everyone sign the balls, and then sell them for way more than they're worth.
Oh man, yeah.
Yeah, but that's our episode for this week, pal.
Yeah, no. We got
Got an exciting week.
the Royals and then the Padres. So
Yes.
hopefully he can win another 2 series here.
Yeah, if you take 4 of these next 6 games, I think we're sitting pretty through the end of the year.
Yeah, I mean, hey, still a while to go. You got like 49 more games, so you're putting yourself in good position, and now you're starting to add at least a little pillow. Like, so yeah, you hope that we just continue playing well, and there's some reinforcements in the minors coming up at one point.
Yep. Knock on wood.
Yep.
But I love you.
No, I love you.
No, I love
No, I
you.
love you.
Okay, love you. Bye. No, I love you.
Coop Troop forever.
Ain't no.